huge inventory can be shopped online at pickyourcards.com, where you can use the code BigStateSports for an extra discount.
This game is brought to you by Aaron Mizzarelli of State Farm in Randolph. My licensed and experienced team members are here to serve you for all of your insurance and financial service needs in New Jersey and New York. We offer excellent customer service, and our office is conveniently located in Randolph, New Jersey. For a free auto, home, life, or business quote, visit us at aaronmizzarelli.com or call us at 973-389-9999.
George J. Keller and Sons want your house to be the kind of home for all to see. Best roofing, windows, siding too. Great solar and gutters, we're here for you. Our seasoned pros are unsurpassed, so give a call, we'll take your task. Transform your home, that's what we do. So give a call, we're here for you. For roofing, siding, windows and solar, we do it all for you. George J. Keller and Sons. Your family-owned operation since 1980. Call for your free estimate.
Third down to give. Montella cuts back up the middle, and he's over 1,000 yards, and he's off to the races.
Up in the air, blocked down!
Dumping in, wide open net. Too easy right there.
Holly Chapman, she'll take off from the wing. That one's good.
Webb trying to get the pin.
Here we go.
And it got it! That would win it for Warren Hill. Great senior night ceremony here at Lenby Valley High School.
A 63 save performance by Casey Connor, the Crimson.
And he break his record. Penty Edwards wins it.
First game of your conference schedule.
So good, and we're all so pumped, just happy to look.
Line up ahead tonight on more Sussex Sports.
Welcome to the warm campus today, at least, of Frederick Douglass Field on the campus of Rutgers Newark as Morris Elite takes on the leader of the Metropolitan Division, FC Motown, the 9th-ranked team in the country. Josh Solomon on the mic alongside Robbie Basil. We're here for this clash as Robbie, at this point now, we've gone past the middle point of this USL2 season. We're heading towards the end. And this is a big game for Morris Elite tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Morris Elite sitting 5th in the Metro. They are coming off, of course, that draw against Westchester the last time we were both on the mic as well. It was a game that Morris Elite controlled a lot of, but conceded late, especially being a man up, because the visitors, Westchester Flames, got a red card and then scored just a few minutes later. So there's a lot that Morris Elite could take away as a positive, though. They controlled the flow of play for so long in that match, but down the stretch, they didn't really control as much as they should have. But Morris Elite, under Mike Gravinacci, one change for them tonight. I like the lineup they have on the field. It's a good lineup that they have out on the field. So they're going to try and take as much momentum as they can because they're playing an FC Motown team that doesn't mess around.
FC Motown, absolutely right, Robbie. They don't mess around. So far this season, still unbeaten. They had one draw to begin the season. And last weekend, or this past weekend, I should say, a 3-0 win, a statement win that is, against Cedar Stars, who are kind of fighting around that mid-area of the table with Morris Elite. We're going to see them in a few days on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, this FC Motown team, they're ranked in the power rankings 9th in the country for a reason. This team is an all-around bunch of stars. It's a real good group. And they opened the season slow, drawing 0-0. But ever since then, they've been in control of nearly every game they've played. They've played a couple close matchups, including a 1-0 a couple of weeks ago. But you see some of the results. 3-1, 3-1, 5-2. They had a 4-3 against Manhattan SC on the road, which playing at Manhattan, we've seen throughout this season, is not an easy task. They're coming off, of course, that 3-0 win against Cedar Stars, a team firmly mid-table, just like how this Morris Elite group is. I'm interested to see, and I mentioned this in our pregame, first 15 minutes. The heat was really coming down on the turf. Now it's actually gotten much more cooler. The turf has, at least, especially with all the shade that has come onto the pitch tonight. It's gonna be an interesting thing to look over as the game goes on, because when we walked into the facility today, it was 95 degrees. Now it's down to 90. but still feels like nearly triple digits.
Yeah, 91 degrees right now. It feels like 93. And without further ado, let's get into the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. We'll get to the home squad next, but first we'll start out with FC Motown since we've been talking about them so much. They're going to be rocking with a 3-5-2 this evening. Robbie is going to be talking a little bit more about how that works in their favor, but let's go into that lineup. In goal, it's number 1, Alan Rotkowski, and then defenders, we got 5 in the back, as I mentioned, in total. Let's start out with defender number 2, Elijah Hope. Defender number 3, Joaquin Nienke. Number 4, Maurice Williams. Number 9, Andrew Armstrong. Number 12, Nick Collins. Moving over into the midfield, it's Keenan Hott, Timo Janssen, and Noah Levy. And then those 2 strikers up front, we had Micah Garnett and Gabriel Rutenberg. And that sets up the lineup for the FC Motown squad. Robbie, kind of go into this a little bit more. We see it on the USL 2 sheet that it's looking like a 3-5-2 action today, but the way you had it written out a little bit differently with that back line.
Yeah, to me it looks more like a 5-3-2, 2 wingbacks, or you could call them outside midfielders that love to push up. They're a team that could control the wings, and that's something that Morris Elite tried last week, and they love to do that as well. They have Armstrong and Henke out on that outside. They list them as wingbacks, but they can go up and down the field. You could play those types of players in so many different positions. A midfield composition with Levy, Janssen, and Hott. 3 very solid midfielders. They don't mess around in the center of the pitch, and 2 good strikers of Garnetti and Rutenberg. Again, 2 great strikers. This is a team that has a phenomenal roster. A true team that's all around the best in the league. But it's going to come down to how did they deal with the heat, because the warm-up tonight for both teams was really short, and the heat, it's not messing around. The field, it kind of feels like over triple digits when you step on the turf, even if the shade is down there. But it's a really good group. You can have fullbacks that can play in so many spots, and what I like about the 3 or 5 at the back, however you want to call it, it's very interchangeable. You can put guys in multiple different spots. It's versatile. They have a lot of players who could play in different positions. It's a really good lineup for the visitors.
And Robbie, let's move into Morris Elite now, a team you talk about having 5 at the back with their opponents in FC Motown. It's looking pretty similar with this Morris Elite lineup as well. We've seen him every single match so far. It's Mateus Molina in goal, and then moving on from there to the defenders from NJIT, Andrea Campoli, Peter Tolkien, along with Andre Sardinia and Zach Feldman. That's been a very stability, I feel like, has been a good word with that back line. We've seen them now time and time again. Into the midfield, Benjamin Luengo along with Pablo Rosso, and then Matthew Yee also slotting into that midfield spot, but towards the forward areas, and Robbie will touch on that in a second, along with Brian Canales, Luis Diaz, and rocking, finally earning the number 9 jersey after what he's displayed so far this season, Robbie, starting at that striker spot, it's Junie Lee.
Yeah, Junie Lee's been really good in the recent weeks. One thing he struggles with is that higher line. He's got caught offsides a fair bit. But when he's through on goal, when he's the ball at his feet, he's really, really comfortable on the ball. That's one thing that I've seen over the last couple of seasons. I've been able to watch him play when he was at Mount St. Mary's. A striker that's really comfortable on the ball. And that's one thing you like about a player like him. But the lineup, they listed as a 5-4-1. I see it more as a 4-2-3-1 with Zach Feldman's Campoli, Tolkien, Sardinia. Matthew Hughes, listed as a left wing back, loves to push up the pitch. He can go from end to end. He's an outside player that's really quick, very good on the ball. He's a good crosser of the ball as well. That's something that I've seen out of Yee all season long. Luengo and Rosso in the midfield, in the middle of the midfield, they've been excellent. And that's one thing that I love to see from them. They really control. They're playing more usually as holding midfielders, or what you like to call them 2 number 6s. They have been excellent. They're going to have to control the midfield, because with how much that this Motown team can control the midfield on their side, this game is going to come down to the center of the pitch, because wings, there's going to be a clash on the wings all evening long. The question is the center of the pitch, because that's where Morris Elite struggled in the back end of that draw against Westchester, was controlling the center of the pitch. Whoever controls the center of midfield, I think, is going to win this game today.
You just saw head coach of Morris Elite, Mike Ravanese, breaking it down with his players, breaking down the huddle that is, and as Robbie mentioned, rocking that 4-2-3-1 once again. It's something that we've seen from this Morris Elite men's squad recently, and it's going to be interesting. We'll see how the squad fares today against FC Motown, two strong opponents here as the evening and the sun right now stuck in the clouds. So looking at least to not be as sunny and as warm and hot as it was earlier this afternoon when we arrived on the pitch, which is obviously not only good for us in the booth, but good on the field for referees, players, and everyone else. We'll also have, though, because of the weather, a couple water breaks in the match, and because of that, to keep the players obviously healthy and make sure everyone is hydrated and ready for the match today. It's something that we've been seeing all across the Northeast right now with these last few days of record temperatures reaching over 95 to feels like over 105 degrees. You saw that in the Club World Cup too. They've been doing those water breaks. So we're following that here in USL 2. So you hear him. That's Robbie talking some starting lineups. We'll hear that along with the national anthem, and we'll be right back here for kickoff in just a few moments.
Defender number 2, Elijah Hope. Defender number 3, Joaquin Henke. Defender number 4, Maurice Williams. Defender number 9, Andrew Armstrong. Defender number 12, Nick Collins. Midfielder number 8, Keenan Pop. Midfielder number 10, Timo Youngson. Midfielder number 15, Noah Levy. Forward number 7, Micah Garnetti. And forward number 23, Gabrielle Rutenberg. And now let's move the starting lineup for your Morris Elite SC. In goal from Seton Hall, number 1, Matthias Molina. Defender from NGIT, number 3, Andrea Holy. Defender from Butler, number 14, Peter Tolkien. Defender from Concord, number 15, Andre Sardinia. Defender from Wesleyan, number 22, Zach Feldman. Midfielder from Seton Hall, number 5, Benjamin Luenko. Midfielder from Colorado State, number 6, Pablo Rosso. Midfielder from Delaware Wilmington, number 7, Matthew P. Midfielder number 10, Brian Canales. Midfielder number 13, Luis Diaz. Number 4 from NGIT, number 9, Judy Lee. Morris Elite are coached by Mike Ravanese. And fans, will you please rise from your caps for the play of the national anthem.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth here on the campus of Rutgers Newark at Frederick Douglass Field. We have Morris Elite and we have FC Motown in this Wednesday night clash. Again, heat going to play a factor in this match. We have some water breaks scheduled throughout each half that'll make the players refreshed and hydrated for this matchup. And also simultaneously up in Connecticut, Morris Elite in action as well on the women's side, fighting for a place in the playoffs, sitting currently in third in those standings with 16 points. Ahead of them, Paisley Athletic FC with 19, and Cedar Stars obviously with 17, just having a game at hand there. So we'll keep you updated throughout this match with updates over against AC Connecticut in Connecticut. But for right now, right here, Josh Solomon alongside Robbie Basil. And Robbie, we talked about it pregame, but if you didn't join us then, we have a big club here when it comes to FC Motown, the 9th best team in the country. They came to New Jersey, which is also their home technically. We have a little bit of a Morris County clash tonight. So talk a little bit about this side and what they've accomplished so far this season.
They opened with a draw, and then they've continued to win since. They're one of the, if not the only unbeaten team left in the Metro Division here in 2025. And they're a squad that it feels like, and this may sound a little cliche, that they can do everything right. And it's been seen on the pitch as well with their results. And you see that their schedule and what their results have been. They have won every single match since their Week 1 draw against Hudson Valley. And that Week 1 was a very interesting Week 1 throughout the conference. But ever since then, FC Motown, they've been excellent through every match they've played. But they're going up against the Morris Elite team that blink and they can go out and score multiple goals. They do not mess around, and especially on the counter. We saw that with Junie Lee when he scored the opening goal against when they scored in the opening goal of their match from last week. The same thing. Counter, they were behind, they get the quick counter, and they go and they score. They're going to need to do something possibly similar tonight. But we'll see. It's going to be exciting, that's for sure.
We're really excited for this match. FC Motown against Morris Elite. As Robbie mentioned, the game against the Westchester Flames over a week ago where Morris Elite was up a man. They were up 11-10, conceded a later goal in the second half and ended with a draw against Westchester at 2-2. So not only coming back for a better game, but in a way coming back for revenge sort of against themselves.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, you go ahead 2-1, but you then concede. But there, like I mentioned in the pregame, there were still a lot of positives to take away from a game like that. You know, you go 2-1 up. They were controlling the midfield, but I think they got in their heads a little bit going 2-1 up, and they thought they won it there. But this is a team that are one of, if not the best team that Morris Elite have had in their years in USL 2. And you're seeing it right away. Quick energy. I'm liking the pace of play from Morris Elite so far, in and out of possession. And they're going to win a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, Morris Elite with a throw-in right in front of us here in the press box. They're in red tonight, and in green is FC Motown. And early on, a couple throw-ins heading both ways. It was Morris Elite right here in front of us, and now towards the right side, coming back our way, is an FC Motown throw-in. They're going to have it at the Rutgers R. We'll hear a little bit about these players as the match continues for Motown. If you joined us already, this starting lineup for Morris Elite looks pretty familiar. Matthias Molina in net, Luengo, Rosso, and Yee in the midfield, Campoli along with Tolkien, Sardinia in the back, Zach Feldman helping them as well, Junie Lee up front. So some familiar names there, Robbie, but a lot of New Jersey players also on the Motown side. And we'll hear about them as the game progresses, as we'll start by mentioning Noah Levy, the senior midfielder for the Lehigh. He had it right at that Rutgers R and passing it over to Nicholas Collins. Back to Levy and some passing around that back line.
This is what Motown want to do. They want to control possession. They want to control every bit of this game. They're going to get a chance early on.
They are going to get a chance. It's Garnett on the far side wing. He's going to send one in across in the middle. Was trying to find the head of Gabriel Rutenberg, but it's sent out, and Morris Elite will head the other way. Morris Elite with another throw-in right in front of the coaching staff, along with Mike Ravanesi, the head coach of Morris Elite. And throw in now
It'll be Feldman to take this throw and right on that near side.
Zach Feldman, the Wesleyan defender, sends it up, and Morris Elite is on the counter now. Quickly turned over, and the guys in green will head the other way, finding a player just over the rest of this pack, but it's offsides. The flag from the referee said Rutenberg went a little bit too far. The junior from William and Mary, a New Jersey native from Riverdale, and a forward for this Motown squad.
Yeah, he's playing that right striker position. It's been really good there. That ball over the top just couldn't connect with Junie Lee. Yes. Junie Lee is going to play it all across that front line. You could see him out there on the wing. We saw him in possession last time out, plays deep in as a central midfielder. Mike Gravenese loves playing Junie Lee, and having Junie Lee drop a lot, kind of like a false 9 is one way you could do it, one way to word it. But so far, possession, I talked about it earlier, that who's going to control possession, who's going to control the first 15 minutes has a great shot at winning this. So far, it has been the visiting side, as there's a nice switch over the top.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too far and out of the reach for Andrew Armstrong. So Morris Elite will quickly take possession. And Robbie, I know we're only 4 minutes into this game just about, but so far a fast-flowing game so far. That's a little tongue twister there for me. But
yeah, that's something that Morris Elite like to do. We've seen them when they've played a little quicker than they usually have. It's shown a lot of excellence, and that's a way to word it. But for Motown, they're a very good team out of possession, and they can play quick as well. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of speed in this game.
And showing some speed is the defender, Peter Tolkien there, loses possession. And here comes just over midfield on the far side. And losing possession on the other side is Elijah Hope.
A nice tackle there by Pablo Rosso, the man playing in one of those two central defensive midfield spots. Him and Benjamin Luengo, I mentioned it earlier on, have been excellent in those number 6 roles.
Pablo Rosso, a player who scored a goal in that last match against Westchester. Looking to get another one today as we have a collision and a player down on the ground is number...
It's going to be Brian Canales. I think, actually, that's Luis Diaz.
Luis Diaz shaken up on the ground. Landed awkwardly after a collision with a Motown player in the midfield, but he's going to take a second and get back up to his feet, which is a great sign, obviously, for Morris Elite. Seemed to injure that right shoulder as he's still holding it right now. But back to his feet and seems to be doing okay.
So it looks like we're just going to get a simple drop ball restart. Motown just going to control possession, play it through their back line, and they're just going to be able to recycle and go again.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice reset, and they end up sending it to the midfield where Hott has it now. A far side through ball in the air. Sends it over to Garnett on that wing. We already saw him send a cross into the box. This time he's going to maneuver around, send it in front, but a nice job by Morris Elite collapsing on that one and getting the possession going their way. We're going to see a counterattack here from Morris Elite, starting on the far side, passing it around through. Luengo on it. Losing possession. Junie Lee trying to fight for that one back, and it's just outside of his reach. Back the first time we see it in the feet of goalkeeper Alan Rakowski, excuse me. The freshman goalie. He's going to be starting at UNC. A really, really good player for this team here. A Red Bulls 2 Academy player as well.
And he's just 18 years old. Yeah. Very young goalkeeper. One of, if not the youngest goalkeepers in this division. We're going to get another offside decision from the far side assistant, but a young goalkeeper. We've seen a couple young goalkeepers in this conference, in this division this year. And it's been mixed for some of these teams. But for a guy like Rakowski, he's been excellent for Motown. The one thing you're going to notice about Motown is that sometimes they look a little bit more open and they leave a lot of space. This Motown team scores a lot, but there have been games where they concede 2, 3, multiple goals. And it's those small moments we're going to get thrown for Morris Elite now, where they are a little bit too exposed in the center of the pitch, and it leads to a lot of opportunities. So far, Morris Elite, they've handled themselves fairly well. Motown have gotten a couple chances, but we've seen what Morris Elite can do on the counter, and which is a nice sign early on, even though they just got dispossessed.
Motown, you talked about them allowing goals. It was a week ago where against Manhattan they allowed 3 in a very high-scoring affair, 7 goals in total, and a 4-3 win for Motown to obviously keep that sort of perfect season alive in a way where only 1 draw and the rest have been wins for them. As we have some play in the air, it ends up at the feet now of Motown. They're going to send it wide. We'll see Garnett on the ball again. He sends it over, and the first time now that Molina will get his hands on the ball. Matthias Molina has been the starting goalkeeper throughout this entire season for Morris Elite from Seton Hall, and he's been very good in the back of the net for Morris Elite so far. As that one gets sent into the midfield for Pablo Rosso to go the other way, and on our near side, back up on his feet and charging down after an injury just a few moments ago is Luis Diaz, further right and now into the box. That one sent aside. It was sent into the box by the Wesleyan product, Zach Feldman. Morris Elite doing a good job now keeping it towards that attacking third as that one goes out of play. A throw in for Morris Elite.
You can hear Mike Gravinacci. You probably can't hear it, dude. I'm not sure if they can hear it or not, but you hear how animated Mike Gravinacci is. When you see him coach, he's very into what feels like every second of the match. One thing I really like about the Morris Elite USL2 head coach is how into it he gets. Some coaches, they don't speak very often. Mike Gravinacci is really involved, and that's something that you like as a guy who's really locked into a game like this.
He's certainly very vocal, and I'm sure he hopes the same from his players on the field right now, as Morris Elite was looking to pass heavy there, some shorter passes in front of the middle side of that box, but to no avail as FC Motown coming the other way as we've just about almost reached 10 minutes into this match between Morris Elite and FC Motown. Far side is Motown.
And they're continuing to just play through their back line, keep it simple, don't force a lot.
Just saw Noah Levy on the ball. He sends it over to the far side. Joaquin Yankee.
Or a foul
going Morris Elite's way. Taking the... Yeah. It's been a couple rough times so far for Luis Diaz early.
It takes another big bump there, but he's able to win the foul, and Morris Elite can just slow things down again. Sometimes when we've watched Morris Elite, they speed things up too much, and they continue to lose possession time and time again. We've seen that so far, what we've seen from them inside 10 minutes, on the ball, they've been okay and able to limit the opportunities from Motown. Sounds a little bit obvious, but they're going to need to continue to play that type of way, and they're going to win a free kick for a handball going against Levy, who's going to be the guilty party that time.
And Morris Elite going to slow things down, trying to find an area. They might send it to their back line. Attempting this free kick is going to be Pablo Rosso. We'll send it forward. And right back to Rosso it goes. He'll head right through that open space in the midfield. He'll take as much of it as he can. Now send it to the far side. Or to the near side, that is for us. Here's Diaz with a cross. And to the side netting it goes.
It wasn't bad there from Diaz. You know, that's an opportunity. I really like Rosso taking his space, keeping it simple, just dumping off the Diaz. Wasn't the best cross, hit side netting, but that's what Morris Elite's going to want to try and do is go into those wide areas and try and find a player like a Junie Lee right towards that 6-yard box.
Really been using this near side for attacking purposes has been Motown, but Rosso denies that and is going to send it through. It's going to be an opportunity for Junie Lee. Settles it down with his chest. He'll have it on his right foot. Sends it towards goal, and a nice save by Ratowski to keep Morris Elite off the board early. But Robbie, an absolute phenomenal chance early on in this match for Junie Lee.
Yeah, Junie Lee just takes one touch. Chested it down really well. We're going to get a foul against Morris Lee. We're going to take a look at it one more time. Ball over the top. Well taken down by Junie Lee. One extra dribble. Great strike. Great save by Rutkowski, though. Keeps this game 0-0.
What's going to be underrated about that play is that first touch on the ball with his chest to settle it down was a really nice job by Junie Lee to keep possession. But on the other end, an opportunity now for Motown, and they capitalize. Gabriel Rutenberg puts his squad on the board. It's Motown 1, Morris Elite 0 in the 13th minute.
And we'll take a look at this one again. It was just a little bit of miscommunication in the back between, I believe, Feldman and Tolkien. And left all alone is the 23 in green. And Rutenberg, cool, calm, and collected, puts the visitors in front. Morris Elite 0. FC Motown 1. It wasn't the way you thought this game would open its scoring, but regardless, it is a big goal for Rutenberg. 7th appearance for him on the season. But we saw a little bit of what he can do in the early stages, and he's able to get a goal early on.
Yeah, with William and Mary this past season, or last fall I should say, played in all 16 matches. He made 8 starts, and he scored 3 goals while adding 1 assist for 7 total points. He had a goal in this USL 2 season a couple matches ago in that 4-3 win I mentioned earlier, that high-scoring affair against Manhattan. And in this game, Gabriel Rutenberg gets the starting goal for this Motown side after Morris Elite with Junie Lee had a golden opportunity at the net. It was a tough angle on that right side with 2 defenders kind of draped on his back. But we'll see if Junie Lee gets another attempt as he charges at the ball there at net. Takes one opportunity to make this game level. But as of right now, Motown with an early 1-0 lead as play on that far side in the attacking third for Motown. With his right foot and going down the line looks to be Williams. He sends the cross in. Campoli sends it right back out, and Morris Elite is on the run. But because that ball was taken from out of bounds, it's going to be a corner for FC Motown, the first for them tonight. Robbie announcing Rutenberg with the goal.
Yeah, we're actually going to have a free kick. We thought it was a corner initially, but the assistant referee put the flag up and pointed in a direction not towards that corner flag. So it's going to be a set piece probably from about 23 yards or so, but it's at a very awkward angle. Watch out for the back post. A lot of bodies towards that back post right now.
Here comes Motown once we get that referee to give him a go. It'll be whipped in just about 5 yards closer than a normal corner kick would be taken by that corner flag on your screen on our far side. Hands up. Gets sent into the box from a dangerous position and headed just over the crossbar. Our scoreline remains the same, and just in a moment we'll take a look back at this one. Here it is.
It's an excellent ball towards the 6-yard box, right towards the more middle front post than I thought it would be, and was flicked on just over the bar. But an open chance and another opportunity for Motown that gets squandered, but.
And it looked to be another opportunity for Gabriel Rutenberg to get his second of the match.
Yeah, exactly. Rutenberg finding an opening somehow, rising up, trying to go for that header, but just over the bar. But another good bit of another opportunity that was there for Motown. They've had plenty early on.
Yeah, it's him alongside Micah Garnett as kind of those 2 strikers in the formation for Motown today. Garnett also had a goal in that 4-3 win over Manhattan, so we'll see how he does today as we see the pace from this Morris Elite defense. They're trying to crash down in that back line for Motown, and Matthew Yee will do it successfully, intercepting that pass and trying to send one through to Junie Lee once again on that right side. Lee with one touch, and then the second effort is saved right in front of net by Rutkowski. Morris Elite still on the ball, though, on the far side now. Looking to find a crossing effort. It's a 1-2 and sent in and sent away. Once again, Rutkowski.
Now we're going to look at this one again. The first save was excellent, but another opportunity there for Morris Lee. Excellent strike, but excellent save. Right hand, big right hand. 3 excellent saves by the Motown keeper so far.
Rakowski keeping this score a 1-0 lead for FC Motown over Morris Elite. But Robbie, if those chances continue to come, it'll be even soon, as this one's sent in and a call from the referee goes against Morris Elite. It'll be a free kick and a goal kick most likely for Rakowski, excuse me.
Yeah, Maurice Williams just took a little bit of a shot there. It's going to be a free kick right from the top of the 6-yard box. But yeah, another decent opportunity there for Morris Elite. It's actually at the top of the 18 is where this referee will signal for this one to be taken. But through 18 minutes or so, we're seeing chances from both teams. It's not a one-sided affair. And that, if you're a fan of Morris Elite, you're liking that your team is creating chances. But I think everyone can now tell very early on why the one in black, the goalkeeper kit, that's why he plays for Red Bulls too, and why he's committed to North Carolina.
And again, as this game is happening right now, the Morris Elite women's squad is taking on AC Connecticut. We still are deadlocked at zeros. Right around this time, it's the 17th minute in that match. So 17th minute, 0-0. Morris Elite needs to stay alive with a victory. We'll keep you updated on that match throughout the rest of this one, as it's another scoring chance for Motown. They'll have the ball at that far side, looking to try and grab a throw in their way, but it's going to go Morris Elite's way.
Yeah, but this is an opportunity, though, for Motown to trap Morris Elite in the corner. This throw won't be in the most comfortable spot if it's where the assistant referee initially signaled. It's going to be right about, actually, it's going to be further down than I thought. So really kind of disregarded the comment, but point still stands. Motown are going to try and keep Morris Elite on that side, and they're going to have an opportunity, if they force a turnover, to push forward deep in Morris Elite's half.
Yeah, sending it far as he could. It looked to be with Sardinia. He keeps this one in play, but passing it around through the air is Morris Elite. Diaz on his near side, and trailing him on the right looks to be Feldman. He'll get it his way. Down the right side, Zach Feldman sends it back out for some help. It's Brian Canales. And sent away from Motown. Into the air, falls in play, and chasing it down are a couple players. It'll end up being a throw-in for Rutenberg.
And nice hustle by Rutenberg. He's actually going to go throw in towards Morris Elite's way.
Molina chesting it down, settling it, looking for some help, and finding it with Canales. Or Luengo, excuse me. Forward to Junie Lee. Makes a move with his right foot and tries to send it forward, but unsuccessful. On the chase down is Pablo Rosso. We've seen that so far today with his relentless effort, trying to get down there and disrupt the back line of Motown and set something going their way. So far, it's been 1-0, but Morris Elite has had many chances at the net, and one could be right now. Diaz with a long shot. That one sent far wide towards the left side.
Yeah, was not struck very well that time by Diaz, but he was left all alone, heading towards the top of the D, at the top of the 18-yard box. He was left all alone, no one really closing him down. So it wasn't a bad opportunity there for Morris Elite, but that strike just wasn't connected very well by Diaz.
Passing around the back line is Motown.
Right now, this is what you like to see if you're Motown, controlling the flow of play in midfield. That's one thing that we're going to continue to harp on. They're able to send it to the wide areas and go for that big switch. That's something that they love to do. Here's another opportunity.
Yeah, that was a really big switch, going from opposite sides, from near side to far side. It's on the feet of Rutenberg, the goal scorer from earlier in this match. With his right foot, he sends in the cross, but it's just too far wide of everyone except Luis Diaz for Morris Elite. He gets fouled, and they'll have it in that corner.
And it wasn't a bad ball in by Rutenberg, but just a little bit too far. Diaz was just able to take one touch, take a little bit of a shove from behind, take a tumble, and win his side a free kick.
In the 23rd minute of this clash, Morris Elite and FC Motown, an early goal for Gabriel Rutenberg has put Motown ahead, but Junie Lee and Morris Elite have had a few chances on their end as well. And because of the goalkeeping of Alan Rutkowski, an incoming freshman at UNC and a Red Bulls 2 player, has kept this Morris Elite side to no goals early on. As Morris Elite attempted to play in the midfield a little bit quicker than the referee would have liked, but they'll settle it down and try again.
Yeah, the center was just talking to Timo Janssen. But Morris Elite were just trying to play quickly there with Luengo and Russo.
Yeah, here's Luengo on the ball right now. He'll find Lee. Lee can attempt to use that right foot wherever he pleases, but for right now, he'll pass it back. And on the far side wing is the free foot, as you can see there, Matthew Yee showing off his skills. He'll be out for a throw-in. Morris Elite will keep possession. Still on that far side, trying to move it in as the attack. Luengo gets taken down, and it's fought for, but Motown will have possession. The referee, Robbie, being very vocal so far early on in this match.
It's one thing that you learn as a referee. Some of them love to explain some things to players, and this center referee has done that a couple of times so far, explaining that decision to Pablo Rosso. But yeah, almost 25 minutes played so far, and we've seen a lot of good things from both teams. Other than the mistake in the back by Morris Elite, this game very well could be 0-0, but it also could be a lot of goals. Could have been a lot of goals early on, but if not for the goalkeeping of Alan Rutkowski and the defensive Morris Elite.
But you're definitely seeing two players really go all out trying to help with that attacking side when they've been on defense, and it's been Pablo Rosso and Luis Diaz putting their effort out there, shown on the field, trying to chase down and win that possession back. And a couple times so far in this game as this ball from Molina goes to Rosso has been successful. But here it's a turnover, and going the other way was almost Rutenberg and the rest of Motown, but Molina will take this one and send it Matthew Yee's way. He tries to keep it in with a header, but it was just too far towards that far sideline. And right above that Rutgers R is Motown once again. Trying to play it down the wing, but here comes Morris Elite. They might have a counterattack in them as that one's sent to the far side. And into the box, sent in front of net, but sent wide. It's going to be a corner chance again for Morris Elite. And they continue to show their fight, Robbie, early on.
Yeah, let's take a look at this play. Excellent ball by Brian Canales, electing to go wide. Morris Elite pushing forward on that left-hand side, but excellent work by the goalkeeper, Rutkowski. That shot was actually blocked and pushed away, I believe, by Maurice Williams, with Nick Collins back there as well. So another corner kick opportunity for Morris Elite.
It'll be Matthew Yee attempting the corner. Referee blows his whistle. Yee readies, both hands in the air, sending it in from that far side corner flag and into the box. Junie Lee on the header, and it's caught and sent away quickly from Rutkowski. Motown's going to try and quickly counter with Rutenberg. He's waiting for reinforcements to help him out. He finds one, and it looks to be onside with Garnett, but chasing out front, we see it once again from Matias Molina. Robbie, we seem to mention it every game, the aggressiveness of that keeper that Matias Molina is. That time, that sweeping effort keeps the second goal off the board for Motown.
Yeah, and both goalkeepers really showing off now. Nice save by Rutkowski. Big throw by the goalkeeper. The 18-year-old is able to throw it out towards the center of the pitch, and numbers were pushing forward for Motown, but both goalkeepers are having an excellent start. And as you mentioned, nice sweep there by Molina, keeping this game 1-0.
Yeah, Molina doing a really nice job there as Morris Elite will have it in their back line and sending it forward, starting with Rosso. And him and Zach Feldman touch it a little bit, and still in that midfield is Rosso with Diaz. Swarmed by a Motown circle right now. Trying to send it forward was Diaz, but Junie Lee wasn't in that position that he was hoping for. He thought Lee was more towards the middle. Lee actually was sort of more on that right wing, looking for a receiving ball from Diaz, but Motown has the possession for now. Feldman and Lee try to work to get that ball back, and Lee had it for a moment, but ran out of bounds. A long throw in sees Rutenberg. He outmuscles a Morris Elite defender, but no foul on that play. Rutenberg looking for a call, but to me, honestly, it was clean. Both players fighting for it.
And nice scrap with the big Italian, Andrea Campoli. Both players coming together. Didn't see a lot that time, but another interception in midfield by the visitors.
Rutenberg sends it forward, tries to find the feet of number 15, Noah Levy, who shoves a player to the ground to get out of his way, a Morris Elite defender. But once again, coming outside of the box, right on the edge of it at least, was Matthias Molina for Morris Elite, and it's still 1-0 Motown. So here comes Luengo in the middle. Luengo sends it forward for Rosso. Just fighting to keep that ball in his possession, and he wins the battle there. Feldman's going to go on the run down the right side, streaking down. They don't find him, though. They send it in the middle for Luengo. He'll still take that right side. Luengo sends it in, looking for Yee. That one just a little too short. Two teams both ready to counter. It'll be Diaz now for Morris Elite. Takes a pause, looking for an option. Still down that right side. He might go for a crossing effort, but it's held on to by number 3, Joaquin Yank for Motown. And the referee blows his whistle. We'll have our first water break on the field as it's still 0-0 in the 26th minute between Morris Elite and AC Connecticut. We said we'd give updates on that clash up there in Connecticut between Morris Elite and AC Connecticut on the USLW squad for Morris Elite. So just want to keep you updated there. Again, 0-0 currently in the 26th minute. And we'll send it over to Robbie as we have some people to thank here on Morris Elite TV.
Indeed we do. We'd like to thank our excellent sponsors here for Morris Elite SC here in the 2025 campaign. We'd like to thank Fast Signs, Gina's Pizzeria, Adidas, Soccer.com, Dr. Oscar Vasquez, orthopedic surgeon, and Jag One. We thank you for your excellent support of Morris Elite SC here in 2025. And I'll mention this, Josh. 31 minutes in. It's been an exciting fixture so far. We've had both teams go either way with chances, but it's been the goalkeepers that have been excellent early on.
It's been very successful counterattacks for both sides so far in this match, and counterattacking opportunities has been, it seems like both teams' forte, but also both teams have a secret weapon, or it might not be such a secret, but it's those guys within the box for both teams. Matthias Molina for Morris Elite, and Alan Rutkowski has kept this game at just 1-0. It could be 5-5 for that matter, but it's just 1-0 an FC Motown lead, and you know, just as much as we could say Motown with all their chances could have 5 on the board, it could be that way for Morris Elite as well. Just an update as the water breaks conclude. It's going to be a water break right now at this 30th minute mark, as we just saw, and again in the second half around that 75th minute we'll also see a water break. So keep that in mind as, again, record-breaking temperatures here in New Jersey this week. Currently here in Newark, it's 87 degrees and feels like 87 as well, as the sun has gone down. But, Robbie, when we got here around 5:30, it was 94 and scorching hot.
Yeah, it was. And now we're going to see a poorly taken free kick by Rakowski. But now, Morris Salit, this is an opportunity for them. It's probably going to be about 17 minutes to go if you include the stoppage time remaining in this first half. They have to push for it. This is a moment where you need to push forward and try and go out and get that first goal.
They're going to push right now on the far side with Matthew Yee trying to send one in, but kicked away by the Motown defense. And they'll have an opportunity to counter on their own end. They have two players streaking down the far side, and they'll send it to one of them in Micah Garnett. Garnett has two options in the box, but he'll take it with his right foot, sent out momentarily. But another chance and a far shot taken and sent away. There was contact. That's going to be a corner. It looks to be on the near side for Motown. The shot was by Timo Janssen.
Yeah, the Dutch native taking a left-footed strike there. Who plays at the main Rutgers University campus. But this is going to be an interesting set piece. Taken from this near side. Look how many players are at the top of the box. You're probably going to see runs heading towards the front and back post. Watch out for the back of the 6-yard box because that's where a lot of bodies are going to be.
Here comes the shorter cross in and sent back for a closer cross to that far post, and a punch by the right hand of Molina keeps that one out of the box momentarily. Motown will try to strike one again in there, but a fight for it and sent out of that area. But they continue the tenacity of Motown trying to get another chance at the net, but a far shot goes wide. It was sent by Rutenberg. Molina will get the goal kick. And Robbie, something you mentioned a few moments ago with the water breaks, something separate from what we saw this past weekend in the Morris Elite Cup, where it did not count against the minutes in that game. It's something more similar, obviously, to professional soccer, like things we saw recently in the past couple days in the Club World Cup, where it will count towards that additional time. So you always kind of factor that in. It'll be at least 2 to 3 minutes of extra time at the end of halves just because of that water break.
You have to imagine that's what the decision will be. Of course, stoppage time usually determined by the center referee. We're going to get a free kick on the far side. A big collision out there on the right towards the what would be in line with the top of the 18-yard box. But so far, we have 10 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Would you imagine it being 2 or 3 minutes?
Right.
You have to anticipate a lot of energy, a lot of play, a lot of short passes, I imagine, because both of these teams are going to try and play quick, and they're going to try and really push for a goal like inside the next 13 minutes. I would imagine 13 minutes or so.
Are you saying if you're Morris Elite that you try to put your full foot on the gas pedal for these last 10 minutes?
If there's an opportunity to do so, yes.
Then but here's the thing. You leave chances like this where that full force press could be exposed, but it could end up in a good way for Morris Elite.
It depends where they'll be on the pitch. Like this could maybe have been an opportunity where you really go for it with Pablo Rosso, even though his back was to goal. But this is a moment where Morris Elite are going to try and go over the top, but unable to find Diaz. But now you're seeing a little more bit of energy from players like Juni Lee, and that's a moment again where Morris Elite try to speed you up, and they force an immediate turnover, and now they can try and slow things down. We'll see what the next couple minutes from Mike Gravanisi's crew are going to look like.
Slowing things down there was Molina, and they'll have it on the far side with Sardinia. Turnover, though, and in the midfield is Rutenberg, the goal scorer early on in that first half. He sends one to the near side corner on the wing and jumping to the ground. It looked to be a little bit excessive of a jump from number 9 Andrew Armstrong on the Motown side. Leaped in the air like a cartoon character a little bit, gets right up, and they'll have a free kick opportunity about 5 to 10 yards outside the near side of the box.
And we're going to get a yellow for delaying the restart with Pablo Rosso. He's had a little bit of things to say to the referee so far, but...
Well, when you jump like that, I can understand.
I think there was a a little bit of contact there. It may have looked like he was jumping for joy, but right now, regardless of what the foul was,
yes,
interesting set piece here. Again, look at towards the far side of your screen. Watch how many numbers elect to go possibly towards the back post again.
Keenan Hott sends that one in, but it ends up kind of towards the middle area of goal as we have some tackling on the field here. Rosso immediately speaking to the referee about this, and he's going to get a double yellow. Pablo Rosso has been sent off for speaking to the referee after a challenge against him. Rosso is gone.
This is something you usually don't see. A double dissent yellow, 2 yellows for dissent. You saw Rosso speaking to the referee multiple times, but...
And within a minute of each other, too, by the way. It was right before that cross into the box, and then right after a little bit of an exchange between Rosso and a FC Motown player. The thing is, Rosso's the one that gets tackled to the ground. He goes up to the ref, and he's talking to him about it, and he said, he just tackled me to the ground, basically. And in that exchange, something I guess Rosso said, complaining to the referee, maybe also about the earlier call, sends him to the bench. And for the remainder of this match, Morris Elite will be down to 10 players. Now, Robbie, let's talk about this. This is something we just saw over a week ago on the opposite end. Morris Elite versus Westchester. Morris Elite went up a man, and Westchester still tied the game up when they were down 2-1. So nothing is ever done just like that. Morris Elite might be down 1-0, but it only takes one chance moving forward for them to even this game up.
Yeah, right now, Morris Elite need to calm down. Just take a deep breath. We know what the red card was for. It was double dissent. So right now, you got to imagine Morris Elite are going to try and dominate possession, maybe get 1 or 2 chances, and then defend for their life because they can't go down multiple goals late in this first half. Wasn't the worst ball into the box there, over the top by Andre Sardinia, but I'm interested to see the approach that Mike Ravanese goes with this. His side has gotten red cards before this season. So you're going to want to, I'm interested to see how they elect to do this. Do they go strikerless, which is a way you could do it? Do they try and compact the midfield and play 4-3-2 and add another striker? There's multiple ways you can do this. I'm intrigued to see what the manager of Morris Elite does, because his side down a man, and in a game where Motown still needs to win.
That play is called offsides against Micah Garnett. It'll head Morris Elite's way. Robbie, I'm going to say one thing right now, and what you just mentioned about taking away a striker, as long as Junior Lee is in the game, that will not be happening. I don't see Junior Lee kind of going out of position to play sort of a cam role or anything along the wing. They'll keep a striker, but exactly as you mentioned, though, besides that point, there are so many different formations that he can go with, so we'll have to see what he crafts up, and there's no good time to get a red card. Absolutely not. But it being this close to halftime, at least it gives your team a chance to kind of strategize a little bit more, pick a formation you like, and tell your players in a 10 to 15-minute window how we're going to set up with the current situation. So you got to find some good in bad sometimes, and in this case, that's the deal for Morris Elite. As that one gets sent through, it's going to be a foul. Motown has it.
We just got word we have a goal in the other match, and it's for AC Connecticut. So the hosts up north are winning against Morris Elite women's team. A result, if Morris Elite lose, they're essentially out of it in the USLW title race, but now here's a late chance here for the visitors to be out for a corner.
Sent out of play by Andrea Campoli. It'll be a far side corner opportunity.
Now, hold on a minute. It looks like we're going to get talking to with the fourth, I believe the fourth official, or it looks like Mike Ravanese might be seeing yellow. We know how animated he was after the red card. He's just going to get a quick talking to with the referee. So
I think Gravenese just wants some sort of explanation on how it ends up that his player Pablo Rosso not only gets 1 yellow card, but 2 yellow cards within a span of just a minute that sends him off the pitch. I mean, Robbie, for you as a referee, as Gravenese's going to receive a yellow card for his asking with the assistant referee and then talking to the lead referee, he just wanted some kind of clarification on what went wrong, what went so bad that Rosso ends up getting that double yellow.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you saw Rosso get tackled and it was a free kick. Usually, if it's for a second yellow, it has to be something completely derogatory. Here's the corner for the visitors.
Yeah, a corner and almost flicked on and in front of net. They're still fighting for it as his hands immediately go on his head as number 2, Elijah Hope, as he hustles back down to his center back position because he's going to have to defend now. Morris Elite still has an opportunity. Molina going to play it now to Yi down the far side wing. Yi back over and sent through for Junie Lee. Looks to be onside as of now. Lee and foul called by the referee. Morris Lee can continue their advancement.
It's giving me a yellow card as well. We'll see what number it was for.
And we'll get
for
that,
stopping a promising attack.
We'll get that momentarily as Morris Elite with a chance now. If they want to cross one in, they certainly can, or play it back. It's up to them. But here late in this first half, you would probably think they want a goal-scoring effort. That's exactly what it is. Sent in, almost finds the feet of Sardinia, or the head of Sardinia. Regardless, it's Diaz on that right side, cutting over to the left. And swarmed by Motown players. They'll go the other way with it. They're going to have a 2-on-1 chance. It's the 2 strikers, Micah Garnett, along with number 23, Rutenberg. Garnett taken down. And as you can hear, we can hear it certainly up here, Mike Gravenese cheering on his guys and saying what a great job getting the ball back their way after a 2-on-1 opportunity for the 2 strikers for Motown. It ends up at the feet of Molina. I didn't expect that.
No, not at all. And I think Morsley played, the center back played that perfectly, not anticipating, just staying patient. But man, that could have gone so many other ways. But surprised to see that foul going actually against Motown. I thought it might have been a little bit of a late challenge by the tracking Matthew Yee, but nonetheless, Morris Elite now have possession in center midfield.
And here come Morris Elite right now with Brian Canales sending it over to Matthew Yee and trying to extend one for Junie Lee, but it's too far extended for his reach, and it goes back to the goalkeeper, Alan Rutkowski. Sends it far side. Looking for added time now as we're in the 46th minute. How many more to come? We'll find out. Again, that water break going to play a factor. We had some double yellow cards. We had a yellow card against Mike Gravenese, a yellow card against FC Motown, as we've just been signaled 4 additional minutes. It sounds about right, along with the water break and some extracurricular activities. Here comes Motown, trying to move towards that attacking third, but at the same time, they can be fine sort of stalling and passing it around in the back with that 1-0 lead. Now they'll hustle a little bit more forward and sending one through, but then sent away by Campoli and right back down that right side. It's number 23, Rutenberg on it. Turns back around, passing it over to Keenan Hott. Hott. Some fancy footwork over to Rutenberg again. Trying to work out of that right side. He'll take a shot with his left foot, and it'll end up trickling over, but Molina fully takes a stop to it, grabs it with his hands, and will take his sweet time as clock continues to roll down. Sending one towards our near side right in front of us to number 22, Zach Feldman. He tries to find Junie Lee, but the ball just doesn't have enough. Lee was offsides there, so wouldn't have mattered anyway, and trying to take it quickly and will do so. They're trying to add another before halftime is FC Motown. We're now in that 48th minute. what we believe will be a few extra minutes added on here with that water break and and double yellow leading to a red card handed out to Pablo Rosso of Morris Elite. Matthew Yee. Canales. Back to Canales again. Over to Diaz. He says, settle it down, take our time. Right in front of us, Zach Feldman. Back to Canales. Now just passing it around that back line and all the way back to Molina outside the box. Sending it forward to Yee. And Robbie, I think Morris Elite is going to be satisfied right now, down 1-0 heading into halftime.
Yeah, and right now the final seconds, they cannot have a turnover here. They just got to play it simple, stay relaxed on the ball. They can maybe go for one, and this would probably be the time to do it with how little time there is in terms of time remaining.
Exactly. You take all the rest of the time where even if there is possibly a counterattacking chance, the referee would blow his whistle for halftime if FC Motown were to counter. So Brian Canales has it now, but it went over to Yee. Far side still with Morris Elite. A turnaround and trying for another effort is Sardinia, and a foul goes towards Morris Elite's way. They're going to have a free kick chance right before the halftime whistle. This is going to get a little bit interesting now late.
Yeah, this free kick has to likely be on goal. It's too close and in a position where you have to go for goal. That's it, just keeping it simple. You have to go for goal here. You have Andre Sardinia. We'll see who the other free kick taker is. It might be Benjamin Luengo. You got to imagine that this strike is going to be on target. There's not many numbers in the box. It looks like it'll probably be Luengo over this.
Yeah, it's going to be two players on it. Sardinia and Luengo. Sardinia on the right side, Luengo on the left. Luengo with further strides he has to take. It'll be him. Shooting it at that near side and cashes in. Benjamin Luengo right before halftime, and we're level. Morris Elite 1, FC Motown 1.
Excellent strike here. Luengo just comes into frame right over the wall. This is an excellent strike. One of the best free kicks we've seen on this field all year. And that's a goal that Morris Elite really needed. Now this game gets really interesting. And now this changes a lot more. Because now, with it being 1-1, the approach is going to be completely different now for Morris Elite. But hold on one moment. We might have something here, and this could get a little bit frisky. I think one of the Motown coaches may have signaled something at the fourth official. But it is a goal for Morris Elite. A big one at that.
A goal for Morris Elite. The referee blows his whistle, and we are at halftime. Morris Elite losing Pablo Rosso to a double yellow card, both of them coming within moments of each other. Morris Elite goes down 1-0, but a free kick right at the end of the first half by number 5, Benjamin Luengo, sends us level into half. It's Morris Elite 1 and FC Motown 1 at the halftime break.
Registering full and half-day golf camps. Anchor Golf Day Camps are designed to teach children fundamentals of golf. To register your child for golf camp, go online and click the registration tab at anchorgolfcenter.com. Anchor now has 4 dedicated outdoor lighted pickleball courts. Call to reserve your court today. Check out Anchor's 18-hole miniature golf course with new features. It's fun for the whole family. Anchor Golf and Recreation offers so much more. Call or see us at anchorgolfcenter.com.
David A. Santini, CPA LLC, providing financial peace of mind. Let us take the stress out of taxes for you too. Peace, love, and taxes.
We offer installation of siding, vinyl, and composite. We also do replacement windows, doors, roofs, decks, attic insulation, and e-shield.
If you live in Andover, Blairstown, Byram, Frankfurt, Franklin, Frieden, Frelinghuysen, Greene, Hampton, Hardwick, Hope, Knowlton, Lafayette, Newton, Sparta, Stillwater, Sussex, and Wantage. Planet Networks is building high-speed fiber in your neighborhood. Visit getplanetfiber.com today to learn more.
My room is so cold, my fish froze.
Mine's so hot, my sneakers melted.
Rooms with different temperatures? That means your HVAC system is outdated and wasting energy. At ICS, we'll install an energy-efficient system that provides a constant flow of clean, fresh air at the perfect temperature in every room. You could save money each month, and the price we quote is the price you'll pay. Get a quote today. See why we say ICS for HVAC.
I see why.
Athletic Fields of America in Montville, New Jersey has become an industry leader in synthetic turf. Serving the greater New York, New Jersey, and eastern PA regions, we have delivered hundreds of both synthetic turf and natural grass sports fields for youth and recreational levels, all the way up to the highest standards and requirements of the NCAA. Our goal with every project is to provide our customers with exceptional workmanship, extraordinary service, and professional integrity, while constructing a superior product that you can enjoy for years to come. Visit www.afoa.us.
For years, it had been the same routine, working all night. Ah, those beautiful faces. I wanted more, for me, for them, for our futures. There was this day that something changed, a simple moment of dress-up. It opened my eyes.
Take charge of your future and go big at CCM.
Blue Nail was superior in almost every aspect. We worked with contractors for almost everything in the firehouse, and Blue Nail really made us feel comfortable all the way through, from the contract to pre-planning to scheduling, getting the job done. We are thrilled that they were able to do the job for us.
Go ahead, take a deep breath. Oh, nice, huh? That's some clean, fresh air at the perfect temperature.
That is good. Who installed the system?
ICS. They're the leaders in HVAC. They make the ductwork at their own factory, so we even save some money.
That's impressive. You recommend them?
It's ICS for HVAC.
I see why.
Hey, Lorraine, go get a big plastic bag. Take some air home with you.
Here at Open Road Mazda of Morristown, we strive to provide a stress-free, knowledgeable, positive buying experience. No matter your budget, we'll find the right car for you.
Drive home the 2025 Mazda CX-50 for just $229 a month.
Check us out for yourself.
Oh, why didn't I just call Blue Nail Exteriors?
Open Road Mazda of Morristown is your go-to for reliable and affordable vehicles. We offer a wide range of options to match your style and needs. First-time buyers, discover the joy of buying with confidence with our 5-day money-back guarantee. Your journey begins here at Open Road Mazda of Morristown.
Hi, my name is Andrew Shaka. I'm one of the owners here at New Jersey Siding and Windows. We are a family-owned residential remodel firm. Everything we offer here is quality and comes with great warranties. If it's a residential home, there's no home too big for us to work on.
We specialize in roofing and siding. That includes gutters, windows, doors, stone siding, decks, and painting. We also utilize new age technology like drones and 3D modeling. The drones keep our guys safe on the ground with an aerial perspective, and 3D modeling gives us exact measurements for precise job scope. Give us a call today. We'll be happy to provide you with a complimentary drone inspection. We look forward to keeping your home and your family safe.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
Struggling with confidence, inconsistency, and playing scared? Learn how to unlock your potential and perform at your best when it matters the most with Top Mental Game. Your talent sets the floor. Your mindset sets the ceiling. When the moment comes, will you be ready?
At Planet Networks, our high-speed fiber is designed to be fast. Up to 300 times faster than cable, and up to 500 times faster than DSL. As fast as 10,000 megabits per second up and down if you speak nerd. We're talking cheetah, bullet train, lightning strike, hummingbird, race car kind of fast. Planet Networks. So fast, it's worth the wait.
David A. Santini, CPA, LLC, providing financial peace of mind. Let us take the stress out of taxes for you too. Peace, love, and taxes.
Here at Open Road Cadillac, everybody gets treated just like family. We always make sure we find the right car for you.
The 2025 Cadillac Lyriq, now for the limited time price of only $529 a month. Open Road Cadillac of Morristown in Florham Park, New Jersey.
Thinking about making a move? Call Michael Rossi from Keller Williams, your residential real estate enthusiast. Whether you're looking to sell or buy, Mike's your guy. Likely one of the most expensive and stressful transactions a person makes is real estate. So why not have fun doing it? Call Michael Rossi today, where he is bringing the process from frustrating to fun.
Hi, I'm Dan from George J. Keller & Sons. My family-owned company has provided superior service to local homeowners since 1980. And based on the strength of our commitment to you and your positive reviews and feedback, we are now a GAF 3-star President's Club winner. That's right, one of 30 winners out of 2,600 Master Elite dealers nationwide. Our seasoned pros provide the best service and quality products from beginning to end of your project. Give us a call today for your free estimate.
We are a family-owned business that provides customized apparel, uniforms, fanwear, banners, marketing material, and accessories for sports teams, businesses, and events. TeamOrders.net provides high-quality products, fastest turnaround times, great prices, and unmatched service to our customers large and small.
Not really big into committing to things. I usually stop binging the show halfway through the first episode. I mean, remember when my hair was blonde for like 2 seconds? But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years for both phone and internet, even if I'm already a customer, I was like, duh. I think 3 years in the future, Pete will be very proud of my decision. Look at me grow. Come on! Can you hear me now? I sure hope so.
Welcome back to Rutgers Newark. That's the campus we're on. We're at Frederick Douglass Field in a USL 2 game between FC Motown and the home side Morris Elite, a 1-1 game at the half. Josh Salmon on the call with you alongside Robbie Basil, and we wanted to come back just to wrap our minds around what was a wild first half. We started off early on with number 23, Gabriel Rutenberg for Motown, getting an early goal, putting Motown ahead. But Morris Elite had chances. Junie Lee had opportunities at the net. Matthew Yee as well. And this game could have been even so many times. Then, number 6, Pablo Rosso. A yellow card on a free kick chance on the far side for Motown. And then a double yellow turning into a red within moments of each other. Robbie, what happened there?
Yeah, so we just got, I believe, a confirmation what happened. It looked like Rosa may have bumped into the referee, which usually, depending on what the situation is, that leads to a yellow. It's a really unfortunate situation because Rosa got a yellow initially for what looked like dissent, which he was talking to the referee a lot. Understandable. The bump, I didn't see this when we were live. It didn't look like there wasn't really much, if anything at all. That's a terrible break, and it's a little bit harsh because there wasn't really a lot in it. But if he did, in fact, bump the referee, it is a second yellow card. So that's what the red would have been for. If he did, in fact, bump him, it is a yellow. It's a really unfortunate yellow. So Morris Lee, I'll give them credit, though. They could have been down and out, and the game could have ended there after the second yellow because they could have packed it in, played for the 1-0. No, Mike Gravinace's crew went for it. And full credit to the staff at Morris Lee because they pushed forward late. Like we mentioned towards the end of the first half, they could push forward late with one attack. They did. They got the set piece, and Benjamin Luengo gets the free kick and strikes it home. And Morris Lee are in this game at a 1-1, a game that it may not look like a lot, but Motown still has to win this to stay atop of the league. They haven't lost the game all season. They've won every game after match day 1 after an opening draw with Hudson Valley. Now they're in a spot where they were really confident, up a goal to 0. Granted, their goal was a mistake in the back. It wasn't a big opportunity, something that we've seen from them a couple times, especially early on in the first half. But it was a mistake in the back, miscommunication. Rutenberg's through, he scores. Cool, calm, collected, excellent goal. But now they need to respond, and I'm interested to see how they come out right away because Morris Lee, you got to imagine they're going to change something. They're going to play for the draw, and you kind of had to. Being a man down, you always, if you can get multiple goals, that'd be a miracle. But being only 1-0 down, they were very thankful, I believe, to be 1-0 down. They get their goal. Now how do they play it? Because we mentioned earlier, over a dozen ways you could play it. Do they go strikerless? Do they go play a 4-3-2? There's so many formations and options that Morris Elite have, even being down a man. And we've seen games. This is I believe the 5th red card we've seen on this field in the couple of games of USL 2 that we've done with Morris Elite this summer, which is something I didn't expect to be saying when we started this season, Josh. But yeah, it's been physical. We've seen a lot of good, a lot of bad from both teams. But you got to imagine Motown's going to throw on a couple of attackers, especially early on in the second half, because they still need a goal. And I think for them, I believe they've liked multiple goals. But give full credit to both goalkeepers as well. They've been excellent. And if they continue to play how they're playing, we could very well see this game end 1-1. But, man, it's going to be a fun 45 minutes, Josh. I'm ready.
Luengo strikes one at the end of the first half in the bottom left corner on a free kick opportunity. We had Mike Gravinace, the head coach of Morris Elite, get a yellow card, also asking for clarification and repeatedly being upset and sharing his words with the assistant referee, trying to find out how it was possible that his player Pablo Rosso got that double yellow card. So keep in mind, Gravinace with a yellow on the bench. And also keep in mind, something to talk about, the USL women's squad. That team fighting for a spot as well. If they lose, they're done. Right now, they are down. It is 1-0 against AC Connecticut. That goal by AC Connecticut scored in the 40th minute. They're also into second half action as that game kicked off just around the time that ours did at 7:30. So it's 1-0 AC Connecticut over Morris Elite in the USLW. Again, Morris Elite needing 2 goals now at the current scoreline if they want to hold on for a victory and keep their name in the race in that Metropolitan Division. But right here and right now, it's the same deal for this USL2 Morris Elite squad. A win, and they continue fighting on. They need a win against this FC Motown team. And by the way, an FC Motown team that's number 9 in the country. They're unbeaten. They haven't lost a game They drew their first match against Hudson Valley 0-0, and since then they haven't looked back. Most recently, over a week ago, or about a week ago, actually, on the date, on this Wednesday evening. A 4-3 win over Manhattan. On Saturday, a 3-0 win against Seton Stars. They have 11 men. Morris Elite have 10, but still, it's 1-1. And as Morris Elite breaks their huddle, Robbie, this is going to be so exciting, as you mentioned to me. I am very much looking forward to the second half.
And the one thing we got to talk about is that Morris Elite made 0 changes. So it looks like they're going to continue with the players they have out there, obviously. I'm interested to see how they play it, because with the same number of guys on the same guys you have on the field as how you started, I'm interested. Let's see it.
Junie Lee will start us off in the second half, and Morris Elite will play it quickly, sending it over to that near side where we'll now see Matthew Yee, Brian Canales and company moving from right to left as Morris Elite is in the red jerseys. In the green is FC Motown. Little Morris County clash we have tonight here between SC Motown, who play in Madison, where the headquarters of Morris Elite are, and Morris Elite, who play right here on the campus of Rutgers Newark, as here comes SC Motown trying to keep possession. But going the other way is Morris Elite, and an early foul sees it going Morris Elite's way. We'll see the physicality levels by this team. I'm assuming Mike Ravanisi in that kind of halftime huddle after the double yellows for Rosso being a little more calm and trying to be more professional and say, guys, we cannot afford losing another player, let alone having another guy get a yellow card.
And getting that second yellow, you saw how animated Mike Ravanisi was and how animated the team was. I think that really kick-started them, and I think that's something that we've all seen if you've been watching this game. Is it seems like Morris Elite have taken the energy up to another notch since the red. They're starting to beat down a man. You've seen them be a lot more comfortable on the ball, which I didn't know how they would react to being a man down. We're going to have found another free kick.
Going Morris Elite's way, and this is exactly what they want, by the way. You get in the heads of FC Motown, and they're kind of grumpy at the referee as Morris Elite was in this first half, and they get in their own heads. That just gives Morris Elite another opportunity to capitalize.
And it was the same thing that Westchester did last week.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Westchester, but the one thing Westchester did was they controlled the midfield, and they made everything very frustrating. They stayed really compact. Morris Elite, a team that likes to play through the wing. I'm interested to see how they play this.
Seems to be Benjamin Luengo, the early goal scorer, or late goal scorer at the end of the first half, will take this free kick. It's a bouncer, and it lands right in the front of the pack. Brian Canales for Morris Elite trying to grab that one back. They'll play it in the backside with Zach Feldman on the far side of the field. Sends it back to Molina. For those of you who were not tuning in last week, it's been over a week now. It was a couple weekends ago when Morris Elite took on the Westchester Flames, and it was Westchester that ended up tying the game at 2-2. They were down a man. It was 11-10. Morris Elite had the advantage, had the 2-1 lead, but Westchester was just fighting, and they were out-fighting Morris Elite for that matter. They tied the game at 2s, and that's how it ended with a draw at 2-2, and we saw that today with Benjamin Luengo's goal, tying it at 1s, being down a man, as that one sent too far past goal. It was attempted by SC Motown, needs to be number 8, Keenan Hott.
Yeah, it's one of those ambitious strikes. And, of course, it went way over the bar and high and wide. But you really shouldn't be having those types of opportunities being a man up. Find that extra pass. Keep it simple if you're Motown. A man up, you are really confident when you win a man up, and then you concede. It's going to be a very big mental game for both teams, because keeping it simple, playing the way they were with the same style was really going to work. And here they push down that far wing.
It's Rutenberg on the ball, who scored his first goal for Motown early on in this game. It somehow goes all the way over to the opposite side, and keeping the ball is Hope. Sends one in towards the box with a left foot strike, and that one reaches the back of net early on in the second half. Timo Janssen puts Motown ahead. It's 2 for FC Motown, 1 for Morris Elite.
It was a low strike. It wasn't the strongest shot in the world, but a quick turn and a bouncer that went right over the hands of Matthias Molina. First goal in a Motown jersey for the 10 in green, and the native of the Netherlands has put the visitors back in front. Morris Elite 1, FC Motown 2.
Janssen used to that Rutgers are at midfield, where he currently plays at Rutgers University. He's also played at UAlbany and Santa Barbara. He had 7 goals, which was second on the team, and 5 assists last season. And that time he strikes the bottom left corner, gets it past the outstretched hands of Matthias Molina with that left foot, and Motown, just like that, has the lead with a man advantage as well. It's going to be difficult for Morris Elite to do it again, but they already did it once in this game, scoring down a man, as it's going to be Luis Diaz. Turnover, heading towards Motown's way.
Yeah, it's going to be a very uphill battle now for Morris Elite, as if it wasn't enough already. And there's another nice ball, and now Motown are pushing forward again.
Look at how fast Elijah Hope is, just getting past the defense with ease. Sending it in front, trying to fight for it as Canales. He does successfully, drops it off to one of his teammates. Tried to find a streaking Junie Lee down the near side, but unsuccessful and cleared away. Sending in that back line is Maurice Williams. He'll push forward, and I think that's what Motown is going to try to do now with increased numbers, with a man advantage, just try to push forward and get even their defenders on the back line ahead. But then it leaves opportunities for Canales and Morris Elite right here. Morris Elite on the far side with Canales over to Luengo.
You can see Morris Elite again here on Morris Elite TV and USL2 on Saturday as the second game of our doubleheader against Cedar Stars. Should be a very entertaining weekend of soccer here on Morris Elite TV. And a big doubleheader on the final doubleheader of the 2025 season.
Very excited for that, and excited to watch Cedar Stars here on Morris Elite's home field, as that one sent forward. The early goal scorer, Rutenberg's on it. He scored the first one. He'll have a chance with his left foot and sent out of play off a deflection. It'll be a corner on the far side flag for Motown.
I thought initially that shot was blocked by Garnett, but they're saying it was out for a corner. It looked very close. Garnett was leaping to get out of the way. I'm not sure if it hit Garnett. It must have hit a Morris Elite player, because it's out for another corner. It's taken short.
Taken short indeed. This one sent on the left foot, and another one in the back of the net. Joaquin Yank gets another one on the board, and Motown, their lead is up to 2. Motown 3, Morris Elite 1.
I talked about it earlier, how much energy this Motown team can have. What a strike that is off the left foot of Nihenk. It's Joaquin Nihenk, the 3 in green, who doubles the lead for FC Motown. They played it short again off of the corner. They went short. Nihenk with a great strike. And it's now Morris Elite 1, Motown 3.
The defender showing his power. Morris Elite goalkeeper Matthias Molina not even moving in his net. Yank plays his collegiate soccer at Penn State, or I believe the University of Pennsylvania, actually. And dished out goals in back-to-back games against number 16 Cornell and Dartmouth in October of last year. He appeared in 17 games last season, so certainly has had his time well spent at Penn, and he's going into his junior year there. So more soccer for him to play, and he shows his quality not only on the defensive side, but also with his goal-scoring capabilities, and puts that lead up to 3 goals now, or up to 2 goals now, with a 3-1 lead over Morris Elite. So, Robbie, we talked about it after the second goal was scored by Motown just moments ago, and said it was going to be an uphill climb, already down a man to do it, but now it's really double the battle as Morris Elite is down 3-1.
Yeah, it's a real challenge now, and now they're just going to be trying to push forward as much as possible. Here's on this set piece by Luengo.
Yeah, Luengo sends that one into the box here. A quick goal for Morris Elite could do them some good as Junie Lee sends one forward. He's asking for it once again. It's on the far side. Fighting for it, dribbling through. Looks to be Canales. That one, he goes down looking for a call. Doesn't get it. Going the other way. It'll end up in the feet of Molina. He'll send it through. But now all the momentum is on Motown's side as they're going to try to move it quickly down through that right side and do so successfully. Elijah Hope playing 1-2 with Micah Garnett. Back into the midfield it goes. Hope all the way to the back line. Maurice Williams on it. Sends it over to Nicholas Collins, and then far side it goes, but just a little too far, and Noah Levy, number 15, on our near side, has his hands in the air saying, why would you, if you're going to spread it out that far, at least put a little less oomph on the ball because it goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for Morris Elite now. In the 56th minute here, 2 quick goals to start this second half after Benjamin Luengo on a free kick opportunity down a man for Morris Elite sent us to half level. But it's been all Motown in this second half. And we also have 2 games going on for Morris Elite right now as the women's side also has to win tonight to keep their hopes alive, as we'll have changes incoming for Morris Elite, a few of them to be exact. We'll announce those in just a moment. But it's the same score as we talked about earlier between AC Connecticut and the USL Women's Morris Elite squad, a 1-0 lead for AC Connecticut. So as of now, Morris Elite need that win. They need 2 goals if this scoreline stands to get a 2-1 victory and continue their path to the playoffs in that Metropolitan Division. As subs incoming for Morris Elite. We'll see a couple guys on the field, including Ethan Ortiz, Jake Rubis, and Tino Puentes entering the field for Morris Elite. We'll find out from Robbie soon on the mic of who that's going to be, but for right now, it's another attacking opportunity and sent towards goal, but Timo Janssen was looking for his second one of the match. It's sent away by Molina. Sardinia on it now. Free kick and quickly taken by Elijah Hope, that is. Robbie will have the substitutions soon for us here. And there are the substitutions for Morris Elite now. A few of them entering the pitch. So here comes the throw-in. Referee blows his whistle on this throw-in attempt. Michael Kahn, number 2, coming on to the pitch for Morris Elite, along with Tino Puentes and Jake Rubis. A few substitutions to try and give some light to this Morris Elite right now dismal offense. See, it's really hard, obviously, to try and attack when you're down a man. You're losing 3-1, and all that momentum, especially in the attacking third, is not going your way, but in the way of the opponents, as we see a short corner from Motown. Sent that one into the box, quickly handled, and nice and satisfactory corner in terms of Morris Elite's point of view, as Molina catches that one and surveys the field to try and find an open option. He sees Junie Lee waiting for him. He sends it over to Lee as Morris Elite will try and find some sort of attack.
And right now, Morris Lee just playing it, just passing the ball around, trying to find any opening, because so far it looks like Motown are staying a little more compact, trying to keep hold of this 3-1 lead, but they're on the break.
Yeah, here comes Motown. It's going to be Rutenberg with the ball. We know he's been successful so far in this match, getting the first goal for Motown, but it's sent aside, and Luengo will go the other way. Trying to keep this one in play, a fight for it right by the sidelines, and the referee decides that the flag goes the side of the guys in red. Morris Elite retained possession.
But yeah, 3 subs. I mean, you're 2 goals down, so it's understandable that they want to go for it, but the women's team being 2-0 down. You were saying it right when I was about to do the announcement of the subs. That's big in terms of USLW, but back to our game. It's going to be an interesting final 30 minutes because I still believe anything can happen, but Motown are starting to be in complete control.
Yeah, just a clarification on that update. AC Connecticut going up 2-0 in the 57th minute of that USLW clash between Morris Elite and Connecticut up there in Connecticut. Morris Elite, women's side, along with the men's side here that we're watching, need a win to kind of stay in that race. And it's 2-0, AC Connecticut leading over Morris Elite. So both teams, unfortunately, down by 2 goals at this point, but it's still early on, only the 63rd minute as the referee blows the stoppage with his whistle. And we'll await a couple substitutions for Motown. Trey Sheeler, along with Ryan Vaubel, will be heading on to the field. Andrew Armstrong will be taking a seat. We'll find out more about those substitutions from Robbie in a moment. As Morris Elite continues to play on. Benjamin Luengo stolen away and headed down the other end. Looks to be Nestor Cabrera taking it over. Here comes Hope down the other way. Looked to be offsides, and the referee has his flag up. It is a call of offsides against Gabe Rutenberg. So Nestor Cabrera and Trey Sheeler, the 2 substitutions coming on for number 8 and 9, Keenan Hott and Andrew Armstrong on the pitch. So some substitutions on both ends now. We had 3 for Morris Elite, 2 for FC Motown, trying to get some fresh legs to continue through the end of this match as we're fighting for the ball in the air. Tino Puentes wins it for Morris Elite, trying to control it on the ground. Referee says free kick for Morris Elite. They're going to have Luengo take it. Obviously, he's had success in this match. If you saw it, a late goal, some late heroics from Luengo to end the first half and tie the game at 1. But since that point in the second half, it's been all FC Motown with a 3-1 lead. Luengo taking a quick second to get some hydration in the system. We'll have a full hydration break around the 70th minute with the hot temperatures here on the field tonight and also across New Jersey these last few days. At a shot at net. That was from Tino Puentes. It's set aside by goalkeeper Alan Rutkowski, but Morris Elite will have a corner kick upcoming. Waiting on the referee for clearance on this corner. Hand in the air. Sent in, looking far, far side, and not the corner you were looking for if you're a Morris Elite. Just curves out that far side post. Going the other way, Rutkowski will try and move a little quicker, place the ball down, and sends it back in play in the back line for Motown. Elijah Hope on it.
I mean, how much this game has changed. We always love to talk about during these games how much things can change in the snap of a finger. The red card, and then Morris Elite scoring. But how well Motown came out in the second half, scoring 2 quick goals, taking the life out of this game for the most part. I mean, fair play to them, but Morris Elite, give them credit as well. It doesn't look like they're fully down and out yet. They're still showing some signs of energy.
A player has gone down. It was Elijah Hope. Referee just saying play on. Might be an advantage Motown's way.
Yeah, he just got tangled with Puentes, but they're just going to try and keep the possession here, go all the way back, recycle, don't rush. Rutkowski going way out of goal, though, for that one.
Rutkowski sends it forward, and it meets the head of a Morris Elite player. That was number 15, Andrea Sardinia. Sardinia sent that one away, but it moves to the far side, and Motown has it. But you're not going to beat a player like Zach Feldman there as he sends that one with a slide tackle out of play, and Morris Elite have possession.
I mean, there's still plenty of time left for a lot to change in this game, as the same story for the USLW side, but it's not been Morris Elite's day, I can tell you that. But it's not tell you that. I believe a minute, about half an hour to go in the other.
My apologies, by the way. I believe the throw-in was actually for FC Motown, but regardless, Morris Elite has possession of the ball now.
I think you were right the first time, boss.
It was Morris Elite?
We'll see. Nonetheless, it is Morris Elite in possession. But you're still seeing that high bit of physicality. Motown, a big key for them now is going to be goal difference. Obviously, goal difference and, interestingly enough, point differential, like average points per game, is going to be very crucial. But they're going to have a possible attack, but they're just going to try and recycle and keep possessions. They have another sub being prepared.
Yeah, another substitution getting ready to come in for SC Motown. It might have been who we originally thought was coming into this match, and Ryan Vobel, along with Judah Suman, coming into this contest. And it's going to be a throw-in awarded to FC Motown. Motown with the throw. Substitutions come first.
We'll see who's coming off. One of them being number 2,
Elijah Hope.
Elijah Hope.
Yeah, he'll take a seat. And again, coming on for him is Ryan Vobel. And alongside Vobel is number 14, Jude Suman.
Yeah, it's going to be Janssen coming off.
Janssen, the goal scorer in this match for FC Motown. Made it 2-1. Heading Motown's way. He takes a seat. It's going to be a few recent substitutes taking it the rest of the way as we've reached the 70th minute. A water break is incoming, but first it's a Junie Lee run that's interrupted and sent back down to the other side. Luengo now. Back line for Morris Elite. Free kick will be taken after a handball from Motown. Morris Elite just looking for a goal, and that can change things. It can make it a one-goal game, and when things are a one-goal game, anything can happen. Molina sending it forward. Too much of a touch, too heavy of a touch from Junie Lee. Takes a player to the ground with him as it'll be Motown ball.
And it looks like Morris Elite are preparing a change. And it's Olivier Carbonic. Carbonic is preparing to come on.
Carbonic planning on heading on to the field as...
It looks like are we going to do the water break?
Yeah, we're going to have the water break. It's the 70th minute. 35th minute and 70th minute this evening is going to be a water break. So we see the second water break tonight as Morris Elite down 3-1. It was tied into halftime because of a Benjamin Luengo free kick goal down a man after losing Pablo Rosso in the first half due to 2 yellow cards handed out basically back to back within moments of each other. But in the second half, FC Motown has come out firing on offense. 2 quick goals, and they have a 3-1 lead as it's, again, the 72nd minute and counting. And we have some people to thank here on Morris Elite TV.
Yes, let's thank our incredible sponsors of Morris Elite, including Fast Signs, Gina's Pizzeria, Adidas, Soccer.com, Dr. Oscar Vasquez, orthopedic surgeon, and Jag One. We thank you again for your incredible support of Morris Elite SC. By the way, the substitution, it's Olivier Carbonic on. Junie Lee is the one coming off. So I mentioned strikerless. I mean, Carbonic's not listed as a striker. So you could possibly be seeing strikerless. I don't know where they're going to play Carbonic because he could play. He's one of those players that can play across the whole back line.
Sure.
But
I mean, I'm
interested.
It was going to take Junie Lee coming off for FC Motown to play strikerless, and that's kind of exactly what they do at this point now for head coach Mike Gravenese, is just kind of pick your poison, right? Just figure out anything to try and get your side to that goal. If it takes using all of the substitutions, then he'll try and do that. Fresh legs on the field with the possibility of a goal.
So what they've done tactically, is that they've put Tino Puentes as striker. So I thought I was right with the striker list, but no, they're playing an attacking midfielder at striker, which also works.
Absolutely, Robbie. I mean, especially when I just mentioned when you're down a man, it's kind of just a matter of you try anything. You try anything that could possibly work for your side. You're down a man, you're down 3-1. You just want to get some fresh legs on to help get past those people in the back line for FC Motown who might be slow, who might have been on since that opening minute and just kind of have tired legs. So we'll see if the recent substitutions and Morris Elite using most of their substitutions, if not all, in this match can make a difference and get them within one as they're fighting at the midfield line. Yankin, Michael Kahn. Yanka, goal scorer in this match, made it a 3-1 lead for Motown. Passing in the backfield now is Motown. 74th minute. Remember, with that water break, we will see at least 2 or 3 minutes of additional time. We also had a couple goals, and here's a call from the referee. It's just going to be an advantage towards Motown. Here's number 14 on it, Jua Suman. He just checked in for Motown. As moving from right to left towards the box is a Motown player. That one sent in a fake shot and then an attempt by Michael Garnett. The left striker almost cashed in on that bottom left side of the post. Molina has been taken advantage of there already tonight. Just subbed off was Timo Janssen. He used his left foot to get to that bottom left corner. And that time, Micah Garnett, the senior forward at Portland, tried to do so, but it took a deflection off a Morris Elite player, and it'll set them up for a corner chance. This one sent in. It's past Molina at the far post and sent out of play. We'll take the corner again, this time on the near side. That one was headed away by Olivier Carbonic. As another score update will get you on the Morris Elite USLW squad after this corner chance. As we are going to see a couple of changes for FC Motown, and something you don't see often, a goalkeeping change for FC Motown. Alan Rakowski, the freshman goalie, just 18 years old, starting his career, collegiate career that is, at UNC, the Red Bulls 2 Academy player, coming off, and number 31, Evan Chamo, is coming on. A freshman goalkeeper. He's going to start at Fairfield soon, as that one sent far wide. Molina will collect it and take over. We'll hear more from Robbie about these substitutions in a moment, because there was a second one along with the goalkeeping change. As that score update I promised you is in. It's the 75th minute in the match between Morris Elite and AC Connecticut. AC Connecticut on the women's side with a 2-0 lead. Have more on that match in a moment. Giacomo Sizza coming into this match, sophomore midfielder from Denville, New Jersey, playing at Lehigh. And the Michigan product, Patrick O'Toole, coming on to the field as well. Player out of Montclair. Played high school there and has a brother who has some professional experience as well. Kevin O'Toole, if you recognize that name, on NYCFC over in the MLS. So O'Toole will make his substitution onto the match. But Motown will have another corner opportunity, and as I kind of just mentioned, in the late 70s right now, the minutes not only in this match, but over in Connecticut, Morris Elite down 2-0 against AC Connecticut, needing a win to stay in the push towards the postseason. And the Morris Elite USL 2 side at home also struggling right now, down 2 here at Frederick Douglass Field on the campus of Rutgers Newark, as Motown with an opportunity in front of net, but it's set aside. Josh Solomon and Robbie Basil with you on a warm evening here, as Motown ahead 3-1. It was a double yellow card that sent Pablo Rosso to the bench in the first half, and Benjamin Luengo gave Morris Elite some hope at the end of the first half, coming onto the pitch and sending one in bottom left corner off a free kick chance at the end of the first half. It was 1-1, but since then the foot has really been pressed on that gas pedal from FC Motown, and they have the lead heading into the 80th minute.
Yeah, that second yellow card, double yellow, really not the best term to use. Second yellow is the term. Here's another chance for Motown, though.
Motown with a shot at the goal, and it's set aside.
We're going to get another Morris Elite change, and it's Irvin Sula who looks to be coming on.
Irvin Sula heading on to the pitch.
He's actually they're going to wait. So probably next dead ball we'll see the product from Life University.
Here comes another corner attempt, sent really far and almost ends up in the back of the net, and it does. Another goal for FC Motown. That ball set to the far post and then set right in front of goal. It's a 4-1 lead for Motown. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's just headed on. It's Maurice Williams, the big man who gets a goal. The second goal to come from a corner in the second half alone for Motown. It is all Motown as they are continuing their excellent run of form. Moving right along in USL 2 tonight. Morris Elite 1. FC Motown 4.
See a few substitutions here for Morris Elite. Irvin Sula coming on. Possibly Justin Caro coming on. They're emptying the bench this evening, trying to give a bunch of players some time in these matches, as at this point it's a 4-1 lead for FC Motown over Morris Elite, who are already down to 10 men, as they have been since the first half. So here comes Morris Elite with a chance in front. That one, an attempt to settle it down with his right foot and then shoot it at the net, is a recent substitution in Olivier Carbonic, but unsuccessful. Maurice Williams getting credit for that goal, the left center back. Graduated from Seton Hall, a West Orange, New Jersey native. As most of these Motown players are also from New Jersey, along with, the Morris Elite squad. Both teams playing in Morris, or located in Morris County, the headquarters for Morris Elite there, and playing on the campus of Drew University is FC Motown. So a lot of New Jersey products in this game. Robbie announcing some more Morris Elite substitutions as a ball is sent wide and some extracurricular activity on the field. Peter Tolkien was in the middle of that one for Morris Elite. It'll be a throw-in and a play against him.
It's going to be actually a free kick that time, Josh. You talk about the extracurriculars with the foul. Referee points to the way of Motown again as they look for a possible fifth tonight.
Motown sends one into the box. That one cleared out by Tolkien, the player who was involved in that scrum, but sending it to the corner is Motown, and sending it out of bounds is Irvin Sula, the recent substitute. Or that was Jake Rubis, but also a substitution recently.
We have another goal in the other match. AC Connecticut, not one, not two, but three at home, spoiling the Morris Elite party in the 83rd minute.
It's crazy how
the hosts get a third up north, as it's now Morris Elite 0, AC Connecticut 3.
It's crazy how these games are practically mimicking each other. Sure, it's 4-1 in one and 3-0 in the other, but it seems like as one team is scoring a goal here, being the opponents in Motown, it feels like it's the same way for AC Connecticut up north. Both of these teams right now negatively sort of in sync, but we trail down the minutes here at Rutgers Newark. So here comes FC Motown trying to add another one on, but Morris Elite for now will spoil the party. Going down the other way is Carbonic. He's been pretty successful on the ball since he's been on, and a yellow card sent to Ryan Vobble, I believe.
Indeed it was, for stopping a promising attack. Went for a slide tackle. I thought Carbonic jumped over him successfully, but he must have caught a very tiny bit of the sliding Vobble.
Referee was writing down that card as Zach Feldman tried to get rid of it a little too quickly. Referee signaling him to stop. I gotta finish putting my pen to paper, and we move on with Carbonic once again. Both him and Vobble trying to outmuscle each other. Now here's Irvin Sula. Player sent to the ground, and Morris Elite will have a chance at goal. Late here in this match, it's a 4-1 lead for SC Motown, and we saw a free kick successfully taken by Benjamin Luengo about 5 yards out of the box. This time, we're nearly one step from outside the box, and we'll take a look at this foul.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of contact, but the referee said it was enough for a free kick. 3 standing over this one for Morris Elite.
It might be Irvin Sula who ends up taking.
We'll see. Sula is the one at the best angle.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But we'll see. It's at a great angle, though.
Irvin Sula, once the referee gives permission, he'll be able to take this free kick attempt in a really nice spot. Sula going for the top left corner. It's blocked by that wall and sent out of play. It'll be a Morris Elite corner.
Yeah, nice block there by Maurice Williams, the big man, the center back, with the block that time. Take a look at this one more time. Yeah, it was off the face, actually, of the 4 in green, but a corner nonetheless for Morris Elite.
2 hands are up. It'll be sent into the box. Way too far for anyone to try and get a head or foot on that one, and Collins will just let it bounce out of play, and Motown will take possession once again on the ball. As the clock continues to tick down, remember there will be a couple extra minutes of stoppage time after due to that water break in the 70th minute and whatever else the referee might add on to that with substitutions and cards and a few goals all in the mix. Robbie, we've had a lot to keep track of in this second half, especially for you with those substitutions. It seems like all the teams are getting shipped off the field and a new squad is getting shipped on.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. I mean, in a game like this, Motown emptying the bench is right, and Morris Elite just trying to see what some of these guys do with the numbers on the field, of course, being a man down still. Give credit to, I think, both teams. I mean, there's not a lot Morris Elite could do in a match like this. And that's the really unfortunate thing to say, is that there's not a lot they could do. As Motown are on the break again.
Motown absolutely on the break. It's going to be number 20 with this one, and he goes down limping.
Yeah.
That was number 20, Ryan Vobble. He got in an altercation and got a yellow card just earlier a few minutes ago for fighting with Olivier Carbonic. No call, no foul that is, but nonetheless it will end up being a corner kick once again for Motown.
These have been really successful for Motown tonight. Multiple goals scored off corners, whether it be a scramble off a corner, one taken short, or one that's gone to the back post. All these set pieces have been successful for the visitors tonight.
Hand in the air and sent to the far post. It's chested down and sent back into the box, but then cleared away. Sula trying to get on the receiving end for Morris Elite and start a break and a counter, but just going to be some passing in the back from Motown. As Robbie just noted on moments ago, Morris Elite struggling on the USL 2 and USLW side this evening, as the women's squad, as we'll get to in a moment, is down. We can talk about it right now. The women's squad down 3-0 to AC Connecticut, and a must-win opportunity as it is for the Morris Elite men's side tonight, as another opportunity goes wide. That one into the parking lot over the netting. It'll take the ball boy a few minutes to run that one down, but the shot was taken by Micah Garnett. And another Motown corner. Their offense has been fantastic tonight. Obviously, they are a man up, so a little bit easier to get those offensive motions flowing, but nonetheless, 4 goals for Motown. As Robbie, you see in that top corner, the ball boy, all-out effort, hopping fences, climbing up as Molina gets that sweeping save, and he is down in the box.
And this is the last thing you want to see, but it looks like he's getting up a little bit slowly, but he might be okay. Real quick, just for Morris Elite, there's not a lot to take away from a game like this if you're Morris Elite. Going man down. There's the ball boy climbing down the rocks.
I mean, come on.
There's
Robbie.
no stairs there, really. There are stairs.
Look at that effort, though. All-out effort from the kid, hopping the fences,
Fair
getting
play
the
to
ball
him.
in the parking
Fair
lot.
play to him.
Sliding back down, doing his job, and doing it well here. Sorry, go ahead. You were
there's not, as we're entering stoppage time, there's not a lot to take away from a game like this. Obviously, getting the red card for Pablo Rosso, getting a second yellow, him being sent off. They got the goal back, but in a game like this, you knew Motown were going to continue to push forward, and it kind of felt inevitable that they're going to grab at least one, and they grabbed not one, not two, but 3 in the second half. It was going to be an uphill battle throughout. Motown, a team that will remain top of the Metro, and Morris Elite will try and regroup and head towards what I believe will be a very entertaining game on Saturday between 5th and 6th between Morris Elite and Cedar Stars.
We're looking forward to it. Both the men's and the women's side will take on Cedar Stars on Saturday, as we've just confirmed 2 minutes of added time here, as one has already gone by the wayside as we enter that 92nd minute here in a second half takeover for FC Motown. 3 goals in 45 minutes. They have a 4-1 lead now as the final seconds tick down here in this match. Again, a sentence of 2 yellow cards in a matter of moments, going to number 6 Pablo Rosso in the midfield for Morris Elite in that first half. Mike Ravanisi for Morris Elite, the head coach, receiving a yellow card as well. But hope was brought back at the end of that first half as Benjamin Luengo had a free kick on the left side and cashed it in the bottom left corner. But right out of the gate, 2 quick goals for Motown, and they haven't looked back, as we've just received word as the full-time whistle has sounded in that AC Connecticut Morris Elite game. It was indeed a 3-0 victory for AC Connecticut over Morris Elite. And tonight on the campus of Frederick Douglass Field, Motown dominates with the man up. A 4-1 victory for FC Motown. They continue their historic season. No losses for FC Motown. A draw to open up the season against Hudson Valley, but they haven't looked back. Only wins since then. They win 4-1 tonight over Morris Elite. We'll see you back here on Saturday for a doubleheader. USLW and USL2 action. Morris Elite versus Cedar Stars. But until then, for Robbie Basil, I'm Josh Solomon. A 4-1 win for FC Motown. Have a good night, everybody. Denies that and is going to send it through. It's going to be an opportunity for Junie Lee. Settles it down with his chest. He'll have it on his right foot. Sends it towards goal, and a nice save by Ratowski to keep Morris Elite off the border.
Keeps this game 0-0.
What's going to be underrated about that play is that first touch on the ball with his chest to settle it down was a really nice job by Junie Lee to keep possession. But on the other end, an opportunity now for Motown, and they capitalize. Gabrielle kick would be taken by that corner flag on your screen on our far side. Hands up. Gets sent into the box from a dangerous position and headed just over the crossbar. Matthew Yee will do it successfully, intercepting that pass and trying to send one through to Junie Lee once again on that right side. Lee with one touch, and then the second effort is saved right in front of net by Rutkowski. Morris Elite still on the ball, though, on the far side now. Looking to find a crossing effort. It's a 1-2 and sent in and sent away. Once again, Rutkowski trying to play it down the wing, but here comes Morris Elite. They might have a counterattack in them as that one's sent to the far side. And into the box, sent in front of net, but sent wide. It's going to be a corner.
Players coming together. Didn't see a lot that time, but another interception in midfield by the visitors.
Rutenberg sends it forward, tries to find the feet of number 15, Noah Levy, who shoves a player to the ground.
Tackled, and it was a free kick. Usually, if it's for a second yellow, it has to be something completely derogatory. Here's the corner for the visitors.
Yeah, a corner and almost flicked on and in front of net. They're still fighting for it as his hands immediately go on his head. Is not hot. Some fancy footwork over to Rutenberg again. Trying to work out of that right side. He'll take a shot with his left foot, and it'll end up trickling over, but Molina fully. Luengo. Sardini on the right side, Luengo on the left. Luengo with further strides he has to take. It'll be him. Shooting it at that near side, and cashes in! Benjamin Luengo! The ball is Hope. Sends one in towards the box with a left foot strike, and that one reaches the back of net early on in the second half. Timo Janssen.
It's taken short.
Taken short indeed. This one sent on the left foot, and another one in the back of the net. Joaquin Yank. Around the 70th minute with the hot temperatures here on the field tonight and also across New Jersey's last few days. Had a shot at net. That was from Tino Puentes. He just checked in for Motown. As moving from right to left towards the box is a Motown player. That one sent in a fake shot and then an attempt by Michael Garnett. Here comes another corner attempt sent really far and almost ends up in the back of the net, and it does. Another goal for FC Motown. Outmuscle each other. Now here's Irvin Sula. Player sent to the ground, and Morris Elite will have a chance at goal. He'll be able to take this free kick attempt in a really nice spot. Sula going for the top left corner. It's blocked by that wall and sent out.